Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Critical Spectrum. And in honor of us talking about WandaVision tonight, I'm channeling my inner 60s wine mom and having a glass of red wine while we record. My name is Colin Steele, and I'm joined by Michael Medea, Frank Pontrelli, and Matthew Lundeen.
Hello.
And
Hello.
With as well as WandaVision, we're talking about Lucasfilm Games becoming a thing again, and the DC future state. Michael, would you like to begin with
sure.
Lucas Games?
We're talking about Lucasfilm Games. So basically, Disney's like, hey, remember LucasArts that was like making like relatively decent Star Wars games and how we ripped them apart when we first known Star Wars? Well, now we're bringing it back and hopefully better than ever.
Hey.
And now we're Lucasfilm Games or Lucasfilm Games without an S, I guess. What?
No, go for it.
I was going to say, there's not too much news about it so far, besides the fact that Ubisoft is going to be making a game. And that it's not, what'd you say?
Do you know what the game is?
Yeah, I was going to say, well, we don't overall know the actual topic. There's no like actual like story that we know about it, besides the fact that it's going to be an open world. It's made by Ubisoft. I know, I'm fucking excited for that.
Finally, dude.
It's going to be made by Ubisoft Massive, who is the developers of Division 2, I believe. And they are going to use the same engine as Division 2, which is a relatively decent game engine.
Okay.
So I'm excited for it. They haven't said specifically if it's going to be multiplayer or not. But I'm assuming I'm assuming if they're using Division.
Brilliant.
That's what I'm saying. And if they're using a Division engine, I'm fucking assuming that's going to be a multiplayer game, or else why would they be doing that?
Better be able to close those speeder doors when I'm crouching behind them.
Wait, is that a thing in Division that you can't do?
Oh, no, right.
Division came out, everyone was freaking the fuck out because he closed the door while he was covering behind.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, when he's when he's like crouching and like slightly moving, and then like next gen, he closed the door. Yeah. That's like on the same energy level of the fish move back in like whatever fucking Call of Duty that was.
Yeah, it was Ghost.
Oh yeah, Ghost. Which was
I heard a rumor, or I don't know if it was a rumor. I forgot where I watched this, but it might have been someone like saying what they want the game to be. And you know how Star Wars Acolyte, that like show, is going to take place like after the High Republic, at the end of the High Republic?
Right.
Well, I guess this person or whatever I said had the idea of this game being from the Sith's point of view, like during the High Republic, so you get to play as
my point of view, the Jedi
Sith. Yeah, fuck the Jedi, my guy. Like, let's be the Sith and kill some Jedi. Honestly, that would be awesome. Being like multiple Sith, like Sith armies and shit. Like, sign me up, boy.
So basically, they're gonna be like, "Hey, remember the Old Republic, fucking MMO? We're gonna do that, but like new."
Which is still alive somehow, and I don't know how it is.
You know what? I was gonna actually download it the other day, and then I was like,
"Why?"
Exactly. That's why I didn't.
You saw it and felt the nostalgia, and then you realized no.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we don't really know too much else besides that they're currently hiring for it. So obviously, it's not really that far underway, or else they'd already be done hiring.
What do you guys like want? What would be your ideal like era and like story and like characters for like this free roam game that we're going to get? Star Wars.
I mean, honestly, I want a spiritual successor to Knights of the Old Republic, but
I saw that coming. Which I agree with. I think that'd be really cool. I mean, I never beat it. I've played it. I just never beat the game. But I've always heard really, really good things about it. So I would be down for that. I'm assuming, Matt, you're going to say Jedi Knight. Jedi Camel.
Oh, I mean, not necessarily. For me, I was always really interested in the idea of Star Wars 1313, the canceled Uncharted like.
And Coruscant Underground. Oh, Matt. That is an idea.
Yeah, so I just like to bring that back because like I feel like Fallen Order kind of gave us like that same type of that same type of allure, third person character action game, but it would like the Jedi side of things. But me, like, you know, we're so spoiled with Jedi stuff in Star Wars media. I just like something that's like lets me play a bounty hunter again. And I know there's a couple of games for that as well, but I think that if we saw a return to a project like 1313, even if it's only a spiritual like return, I think that could be really interesting.
I think you're onto something, because now that I think about it, I did read somewhere that people think it might be a bounty hunter game, which it makes sense. Ubisoft Massive, the creators of a third-person shooter game, making a third-person shooter open world title. That would make complete sense to me. As well as they're probably going to ride the coattails of fucking Mandalorian, and when Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett comes out, they're going to ride all of that and be like, look at cool Western game, probably, or spaghetti Western type of game. So I could totally see that happening.
I would really like to play a game where you're playing as a bounty hunter character, and they have the oh shit moment where you're facing off against either a Sith or a Jedi, and it's just like, because we've had games in the past where you play as a Jedi, and then it's like, oh shit, there's Boba Fett, or oh shit, there's Darth Vader. I think we need the oh shit moment in a video game for Star Wars where you're not even remotely force sensitive and you're facing off against somebody like Ahsoka or like another Jedi of their ilk. And it's
That'd be
like,
cool.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, Colin. What were you
okay. I mean, they kind of do that in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Some of like the bounty, like the non-force sensitive storylines, but
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like if they're going to do something like that, it would be interesting to have them do it like kind of where Mandalorian's set, and then have it be like where, you know, Jedi isn't talked about that much, like they've been gone for a while, and then have it like the whole game you basically don't see any kind of force sensitive anything, and then like all of a sudden, like you said, like all of a sudden you're just faced with a force sensitive. You'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is just such a weird, like it would make it feel like a weird occurrence, like you're actually, you know, feeling it as yourself, I guess, in a way. Just because that'd be, I don't know, I feel like that would throw me off too. I'd be like, wait, whoa, I'm so used to just shooting people. Now what the fuck am I going to do?
You know what I think would kind of have a cool concept? You know, at the beginning of Force Unleashed, where you're Darth Vader are just destroying Wookiees?
Yes.
I want to see it from the other perspective. Like it's like a Division shooter type game, but like the first mission is you're just like a trooper, and like a Sith comes out of nowhere and just like force chokes your entire squad. And
so
like
that's Rogue One, the end of Rogue One. That's you. You're going to be like the rebel soldier yelling and
but you're like,
that sounds like a great game.
But you're like the lone survivor or something. That's the catalyst of the game or something like that. I don't know.
That'd be
you know,
cool.
I never play I never play like strategy games, but I also know, like, if you've ever watched Funhouse's like series Demo Disc, they played like a shit ton of those old Star Wars games that were like all just real-time strategy games. And like, even though I don't play them, I feel like it'd be nice if we saw a return to the era where it's just like they just made all kinds of nerdy shit out of the Star Wars brand. Like, I want to see, like, I just want to, like, I'll know that Star Wars is in like is back in its golden age of like video game licensing when we just start seeing like RTSs up the wazoo and see like maybe like a space exploration, maybe like a spin-off of Elite Dangerous. Is exactly like a spin-off of that, but like in Star Wars.
If I was fucking the Millennium Falcon flying out like throughout the galaxy, I'd be totally down with that. So before I move on from this Star Wars topic, anybody else have anything last to say about the game or what you think the game might be?
I want, if we're gonna get that 1313 type game that Matt was talking about, I want to see like the undergrounds of Coruscant. I think that's like one of the coolest areas of the Star Wars universe. It's like you see it in the Clone Wars a bit, and you kind of see it in season 7 of the Clone Wars too. I feel like it's so cool with all like the like sketchy bounty hunters, and then there's like a clone bar where all the clone troopers go and drink and shit. It's just cool, dude.
That would be
see
cool.
The Jedi Temple from like a civilian's point of view almost. Yeah, they're like the Jedi. You know how like people treat politics and stuff like that? It'll be like, oh, those Jedi. I don't know, dude. I feel like it'd be cool.
So what you're saying is you really want those two characters from the end of Clone Wars to be in it?
Oh, you mean Colin? Colin, what are their names?
Oh wait, who are we talking? What do they look like?
The sisters that Ahsoka met.
The storyline that I hated. I don't remember.
Yes, it's a fucking worst.
Were they like the Cortez sisters or some shit? Or am I just making?
I am the greatest
they were
in the
worst characters ever. They're like
plot line accomplished nothing.
It accomplished me wasting my time. That's what it fucking accomplished.
All it got was Bo-Katan ran into Ahsoka, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, that's basically all it did.
Matt, have you seen the newest season of the Clone Wars?
No, I haven't seen any of the Clone Wars. I would have just jumped into the last season because people, dude, we've talked about this. I've seen none of the Clone Wars.
Mandalore, dude.
Because I didn't want to jump in without knowing anything, and I didn't want to watch the first 2 seasons because I heard that those were the weakest links in the show. So I still haven't gotten around to it. I just started watching Legend of Korra, and I haven't even finished the original Avatar. Like
now that's a sin. You better go back and finish the original.
I'm probably not going to.
You better.
What?
Look, in Matt's defense, there's nothing that happens at the end of Avatar that you didn't already know was going to happen. I know,
but like it's such a good show in total.
I know, just Korra's aesthetic is so much more my thing.
Yeah, Korra's aesthetic is so much better in my
just
opinion.
Because she's aesthetic. Oh wait, you're talking about the whole show in general?
I'm talking about the whole show. There's the 1920s East Asian like industrial era aesthetic is fucking breathtaking.
Yeah, but
oh wow,
Monk Boy.
You have Monk Girl.
No, not the same.
She's hotter, and I'm saying that.
Whatever. Anyways,
guys, I think we're getting a bit.
I was gonna say back to.
So are you guys saying that I should never watch Avatar and just go straight to Legends of Korra?
No. Avatar
no one's saying
has
that.
its own merits. They're two very different shows. They're so different that honestly you can't really compare the two to each other.
Frank, if you listen to people who like both shows or actually know both shows, they always like the first one better. So you should just watch the first one.
They're such different shows. Okay, I'm not gonna get into this.
I've heard actually what it is. Okay, no, we need to get off this.
Yeah, moving back to the Star Wars thing.
It's not even no big deal. Go for it.
Can I say my final piece on the Star Wars topic?
Yeah, go ahead. Because I was going to move on to. There's actually a second part of the same Lucasfilm Games topic. So
right. If Ubisoft is making a Star Wars game, that's great. I'm glad that the brand is like branching out to newer developers. But like just the phrase Ubisoft open world game, it comes with a certain connotation now. It's like Ubisoft can be hit or miss, especially nowadays, as they've kind of like a lot of the gameplay decisions have become like. Oh God! Shut the fuck up! Like, especially like that's my job to make that joke. Like, I feel like a lot of their design philosophy can be very oversaturated nowadays. So I'm hoping that just it being Star Wars and the love and passion that goes into that will be enough to like give it its own edge. But we'll have to wait and see. As of right now, all we know is that it's Star Wars and it's a Ubisoft open world game, which either going to be a deal breaker or something that's going to attract you to the project even more.
Yeah, I feel like because it's Ubisoft massive, it's a little different than what they're normally doing, you know, with their open world games. I feel like maybe it'll be different, hopefully better, kind of different. But I mean, I haven't really played too much of the Division, so I can't really say like if it's really going to be like the Division, if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But overall, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful it's going to be a good game. We definitely need a really good Star Wars game because they've kind of been lacking. Fallen Order was good, but I just feel like
I think Fallen Order was fantastic.
No, yeah, it is. Don't get me wrong. It's good. I just feel like there's something better out there, and I'm waiting for it still. But anyways, moving on from that. Yeah. Well, it's going to come. I'm sure. I'm sure that's already on its way. Honestly.
It is. I'm
for sure. For yeah, I'm hyped for it as well because
I have a feeling that Cal Kestis is going to die at the end of the next game.
No, probably. I mean, how are they going to explain him away? You know,
it could be an anthology thing where Fallen Order is just someone else. Be a different character.
Oh, that's true. Like Fallen Order 2 and then show like a different Padawan that that would actually be kind of interesting.
Ooh. And then Cal, it's like Pokemon and then Cal comes in at the end, just like Red came in at the end of like Silver, whatever that was.
Yeah. And be like, hey kid.
Well,
That
like
would be
this
cool.
time, it's like Force Unleashed, where you actually get turned into an Inquisitor. It's a redemption story.
I'd be down with that.
Ooh,
Actually,
cool.
that sounds really
Okay.
cool. And then you die fighting them all in Rebels.
Yeah, right. No. And
No,
then,
you're like
let me.
Sorry, go on, Frank.
There were too many no.
No.
No, that's how you know Michael said something wrong. You're not going to get beat by Maul. You're going to be a Padawan with no experience, and you're just going to trash Maul because that's what everyone does with him. They just fucking beat the shit out of him.
They do him pretty fucking
Quote
dirty.
unquote Sith Lord.
No, you're going to be that one Inquisitor that tries to fly away with his blade helicopter and it goes out when he falls. That's going to be you. You don't even go out like a good way. All right, anyways. End of Star Wars conversation for right now.
That was an interesting choice to have them fly with their lightsabers.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about that right now. We're not going to talk about that one.
I wonder whose idea. I feel like that was George Lucas's only idea that made it into Rebels.
Is Rebels shit?
It's okay.
I like. Oh, it's good, man. It's good.
decent.
I like it a lot.
Okay.
Michael, you haven't even watched it.
I haven't.
You
haven't even finished it, motherfucker.
I watched more than you. I've seen.
I know more than you.
I don't like their lightsabers. I don't like that they're all skinny.
It's thin. I don't like the toothpick either. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah,
That's
the animation style is not the best.
the shadow.
But it gives a good. If it was in Clone Wars animation, I think I like Rebels better because it gives us. Fuck it. This isn't a spoiler. This show's been out for a while. You get to see Ahsoka and Vader fight, which is awesome. So if that was in Clone Wars animation or live action, like fuck, dude, that would have been.
I'm sorry.
Awesome.
Hold on. Why did you reference the hit like 1940s radio show The Shadow?
No, I didn't. That's what they call Maul in Rebels. They're like Maul, and he goes the Shadow.
Oh, really?
that's
Okay. Because I immediately just think of Alec Baldwin. The Shadow knows.
No.
No, Matt.
I can see where somebody who has not watched Rebels can think of that.
Right.
Yeah, it's because the Inquisitors are hunting Maul and they call him the Shadow or something like that.
I'm the oldest 24-year-old in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait,
Sure.
no, wait, hold on. I think I'm 23.
Matt, just wait,
How old am I?
just wait till we talk about WandaVision. I'm going to be making some fucking references from the goddamn 60s.
Right, because Dick Van Dyke.
Shit, son.
I can't wait.
No.
I can't wait. Oh,
But
Bewitched.
yes. Thank
yes.
you.
Okay, there
That's
we are.
time for another point, though.
Yeah, that's literally in like the future. Anyways, back to Lucasfilm Games.
We're still on this?
Now that we're done, what?
DC Future State. DC Future State.
No, wait. Let me finish the Lucasfilm Games, motherfuckers. Okay.
State.
So basically, after that, this other thing, I don't have much to talk on. Colin will probably have a little bit more. I don't know if you already know about it. They're also contracting with Bethesda to make an Indiana Jones game.
Oh,
That's a mistake. Right out the gate. Indiana Jones needs to fucking die. He needs to die after the third one.
whoa.
What do you mean? They're recasting him as Chris Pratt. What do you mean? They're gonna make 10 more of them.
Well, maybe, but
Yeah,
they are making one more movie. They're making one more movie with Harrison Ford, and then after that, they are, from what I've heard, they are in talks to possibly recast as Chris Pratt.
Hold on. We need to talk about this for a second. Colin, you're the biggest Indiana Jones fan I know.
I know.
That was so violent.
The games are good.
That's true. Well, what if they make like Uncharted Jones?
What about? I mean, actually, that's a great point. The Uncharted series already exists. Just play Uncharted 4. It's like the best game ever. But what about Lego Indiana Jones? You didn't like Lego Indiana Jones?
Okay, that was pretty good.
That was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. And that was in the era where they didn't have dialogue still.
Well, Harrison Ford he just needs to stop being indie. He's too old. He's been in one and too many plane crashes. It's just
he literally wants to stop. They keep being like, "Hey, you want to come back for all these roles?"
Yeah. Well, he's also said once I'm done with the role, it's dead. Indiana Jones is dead when I give up the role.
Oh well, there we go. That's the answer. He's gonna kill Indiana Jones.
And I kind of hope that's the
Chris
case.
Pratt, like, hold my beer.
Well, Chris Pratt's going to be Illinois Jones.
Yeah. Illinois James.
Oh, there we go.
Except this time he's going to be fighting. What's a stereotypical villain in history? Villain? No, they've done that.
It should be something. Oh, yeah. It should be something like really politically incorrect.
I don't know. What would be?
It's Chris Pratt in the Vietnam War.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. The trees are speaking.
This reminds me of a great James Willems bit where he was doing Illinois James as Illinois James and the art of the government.
You don't know who James Willem is? He's part of Funhouse. Everybody who doesn't.
They'll Google him.
What if they didn't, Matt? What if they don't want to take their time out of the day to Google something?
Well, then they'll hear the name and they'll assume, hey, this Matthew fellow who just referenced the old radio play The Shadow, he's probably cultured. I'm going to guess that's a comedian that I should care about. And they will.
No, they will. All right. Well, unless you guys have anything to talk about Indiana Jones, which I don't.
we didn't really add anything to that topic. So there's a game coming out.
No.
Yeah. So there's a game coming out. I hope it's good. It's Bethesda, so it probably won't be.
I'm actually interested to see if it's going to become an Xbox exclusive. Technically, I'm assuming not because I don't think Xbox is going to do that much exclusivity with Bethesda. But that's a whole different fucking topic.
They probably should. I feel like Xbox really needs something.
Well, the thing is, they've kind of they're trying to go for more of the, why don't you just play your games wherever? Why do we have to be fucking exclusive? And I'm fine with that. I don't care if they have exclusives.
They did take Obsidian, which is pretty dope.
That's
true.
Okay.
This is true.
And they're better.
Now that they have Obsidian and Bethesda, I'm going on a different topic here. Now they can make Fallout New Vegas 2, and I'm excited for that if they do that. But
yay.
That's all I wanted to say. But yeah, I mean, besides that, I don't know how the game's going to be. I can't relate an Indiana Jones Bethesda game to anything else they've made because I don't think they've made anything like that. So I'm kind of afraid but excited for it, I guess, at the same time.
Yeah, what does Bethesda make besides open world Fallout and Elder Scrolls?
Wolfenstein.
Doom.
But they're just a producer on that. Yeah.
Well,
that's
technically
Machine
Xbox
Games.
owns id Software and all of their other stuff. So I mean, technically, maybe it's considered Bethesda Game Studio still.
Oh wait, shit. Yeah, it's Machine Games that makes the Wolfenstein games, and they're the ones making the Indiana Jones game is gonna be great.
Oh, is it Machine Games specifically? I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
Okay, because I just called
that's
Bethesda Game Studios, and I was like, oh, okay.
Because I saw Machine Games listed in that little weird teaser they made.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense then. Well, I don't know. I'm definitely on the fence just because realistically the only games I've really played for Bethesda are going to be Fallout and Skyrim, and I can't imagine an Indiana Jones game in that vein. So I hope it's not like that.
Should we go to a quick commercial break before we start DC Future State talk?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Break.
I don't know why there had to be a discussion. Just
because I wanted to make sure everything was good. Okay,
I
did
not
make
sure about shitty Indiana Jones games.
That's true.
Shout out to our two solid listeners back home.
Hey,
you know who you are.
Fuck yeah, y'all know.
Shout out that listener in Germany.
Hey,
and England.
And
England.
Yeah,
we're going worldwide, baby.
Yeah, we're
critically acclaimed.
We're spread all over the world. We're like the hand, man. The hand from Daredevil. We're everywhere. Our fingers are in everything.
We're everywhere, but mostly the sewers in New York.
Of the hand.
And yeah, so that's why The Defenders is hands down the worst TV show of all time. Anyway, speaking of shit shows, DC Future State is going on. Anyone know what that is?
Go back from the ad. I know
Welcome
of it.
back.
Kind of.
You've talked a little bit about it. I don't really know exactly what it is, though. So please do tell.
Future.
You might find it interesting, Matt. So yeah. All right. So DC did a thing where they were gonna do one last event and then kind of change their whole storyline. So they were gonna like retire all the main heroes. So like Bruce Wayne was gonna retire as Batman. Clark Kent no longer Superman. Wonder Woman is no longer Diana Prince or whatever that's her name. Yeah. They were gonna create all new like heroes for the mantles and stuff like that, and like move on. They were calling it Fifth Generation, and they were gonna try and like organize their history a lot better. So like every Robin had their own year, because like their history is very convoluted, and they've done multiple events trying to like fix it and stuff like that. But it just ends up making it more complicated. Like when they rebooted it in like 2011, I think they rebooted a whole bunch of it. But yeah. But basically, the like head guy got fired, and that idea kind of got scrapped. But then it got scrapped into this thing called Future State, where instead of changing the future like that, instead of changing the future, they ended this big event, and it basically made it's a long story, but they've just done more timeline changing shit, of course. And now they're doing their like it's a 2-month event where it's like in the year 2050 of the DC universe, and then in March they're gonna resume with new books and stuff, which actually seem halfway decent. But a common theme they're doing lately is they're not hiring that many of the good comic writers that were like there. They had a bunch of like promising young writers that were doing really, really well, and they just some of them are on books, some of them are leaving DC. My favorite artist from the Three Jokers, he's leaving DC and all this other stuff like that. They're hiring a bunch of like screenwriters and stuff to come write the comics. But basically what Future State is like Batman is no longer Bruce Wayne, and he's not any of his Robins or anything. He's this character named Tim Fox. Does anyone know who that is?
I do, only because I looked it up after you told me that.
So is it actually like Lucius Fox's son?
See,
like
you would think you would think it's the correct son. You would think like, okay, there's a son of his that is one of Batman's sidekicks.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
I could see him become
one of his sons named Luke Fox is a like character called Batwing.
Oh, it's Luke? I thought it was Lucian.
No. Lucius Fox is the dad.
Is Morgan.
Right. I thought he had a son named
Luke. He might that might be his full name. I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably.
Luke. They call him Luke. Yeah, and he has a brother named Tim apparently who became Batman for some reason. Well, do you know who John Ridley is?
John Ridley. I do not.
Matt, Dave, is that what that movie's called?
Sorry, what was that? I think you cut out.
Oh, okay. Did you guys know what 21 Years a Slave is? The movie?
Oh, heard of it.
Oh, you mean 12 Years a Slave? Yeah.
12 Years a Slave. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I've heard the movie.
Oh, okay. Well, he directed that movie apparently. But
okay.
So he picked that character. They're doing stuff with that. Like Superman is now Superman's son, which his name is Jonathan Kent after his father. Wonder Woman's a whole different character. It's basically they changed the whole thing, and it's basically, from what I've heard, I haven't read too much of it, pretty shitty and terrible. Like Cyborg and Beast Boy are combined for some reason in the Teen Titans book as like
Cybeast or Cyber Beast or some shit, right?
Cybeast. It is half Cyborg, half Beast Boy.
What the fuck?
So it's like the what's the Transformer that turned to animals mixed with Animorphs?
Yeah, Animorphs. Yeah, basically, I guess. And then from what I was hearing, he's like, I guess he goes out, and when he comes back, he has to like sleep because he overexerted him. I don't fucking know. It sounds stupid as hell. I just want to point out really quick before we continue. I like how they picked. So for Superman, his son becoming Superman makes sense. Sorry, what?
Oh, sorry, you guys cut out from you. My bad.
Oh, right. I was saying that Superman's son becoming Superman makes sense.
But you guys want to wait. You guys want to hear what's going on in his book, Superman? Do you guys? I don't know if you guys know anything Superman, but Superman's adopted like American like Earth father is named Jonathan. That's why his son is named Jonathan.
Right.
He's named after his father. But guess what he's doing now? This man has pretty much Metropolis in his era is like Gotham now. It's like a shit fest. And he's you know how like Brainiac like bottles up little cities and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, he did that to Metropolis.
What?
Jonathan Kent like shrunk the city. I haven't read it. And now like Supergirl, who is now Superwoman, is like attacking him or something. And I'm just like, what are these plots? Supergirl is now Superwoman, and she is mad that she did not become the main super person and his son did. So she left Earth and made a colony on the moon with people that are also feel shunned on Earth. What is this fucking topic?
So right,
who comes up with this shit? All the Green Lanterns are gone. The book is about the characters walking around. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like they're literally like they're just the Green Lantern characters, but all the Green Lantern rings are gone.
Okay,
so it's just a bunch of guys hanging out.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: when you said that, like, okay, so Superboy, who's now the new Superman, he's bottled up Metropolis, and now Superwoman is attacking him. At first, I was like, oh, that's interesting. The idea that Superwoman would go after him because obviously, logically, because he's done the fucked up thing, which is bottling up and miniaturizing Metropolis. But no, she's just fucking jelly because she didn't get to become the new main super person, which means now she's got a colony on the moon. That's where you lost me.
Oh, yes. It gets much worse from there. How far has either of you all three of you watched into the like old school Teen Titans TV show?
I've watched a decent amount, but I don't know. I didn't watch it in chronologically. I just watched it a lot when I was a kid.
Same.
Okay. Yeah, same here. So apparently in that there was this character called Red X. Does anyone know what that is?
It sounds very familiar.
Yeah, same. It does sound really familiar.
Yeah, it was just some. It was some character that apparently Robin had become or something like that.
You remember that.
Apparently he's in the comics now too. They've added him in like an animated character into the comics, and now apparently Nightwing Dick Grayson, who in one book is technically insane in Arkham Asylum, and in another one simultaneously is also like a Deathstroke with Red X as his sidekick, and it's like, what is happening?
What is happening? All the Red X. Some of this like art that I'm seeing, it looks really fucking cool. But
Red X is really, really cool looking. I hope he's like Damian or something, hit Batman's son. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember because I was listening to some like YouTuber talk about the comics, and he was like, in one of these comics, he's literally an insane in the loony bin Arkham Asylum, but then at the same time as his other comic run, he's like Red X are doing what the fuck he's doing now.
He's in the Teen Titans book doing shit, and then apparently he's supposed to be in the asylum in the other one. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love this character design.
Right?
No, it's brilliant. And they have 2 months to do it, which like 2 issues each to the Justice League one is what gets me the most because they're you know how like so Batman's quote like the best detective and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Well, you know how like you write a character, you make them do cool things so people are like, oh, he's the detective. Batman solves the clues and figures out the shit. He's a detective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in these books, they're like telling you, they're like force feeding it down your mouth. They're like telling you like this Batman character, the new one, he's like, I'm the better Batman. I'm better than him. And then this one girl's like, I'm the best detective in the galaxy. Like, stop fucking telling me.
Show me.
And show me. Fuck. But, dude.
It's just the fact that you say the best in the galaxy. That just makes it even funnier.
Yeah, you're just terrible.
He says she's the best in the universe, actually, not the galaxy. She says she's the best in the universe in the comics, supposedly.
All right. See, best in the universe sounds like an appropriate like hyperbole for a situation like that for someone who's like super full of himself. Something about just like, saying like I'm the best in the galaxy. It sounds like a Star Wars line because it sounds like in a Star Wars universe, like that's a reasonable like approximation to like attribute to yourself because of how wide reaching it is. But like DC, it's like it's mostly on Earth.
Yeah.
I think who said that was a Green Lantern, so she does have a little bit of. So she does hang out in space.
All right, so it makes a little bit more sense.
A few last things I want to say on this topic is the Justice League roster is this new Batman.
Cool.
Who is Tim Fox, which it's also the first African American Batman, so that's cool. I think he looks really cool. I think they could have executed the character a lot better.
Not
like
cool.
In the Justice League book, he looks really, really cool. He looks cool. Like it just doesn't make sense why he's Batman, but whatever.
That's what I feel like they should have just did Luke Fox. Like, what was the point of just saying, yeah, his estranged brother became Batman? Like, what? Why?
Yeah, who just popped up.
Because they need an edgy reason, because he's estranged. And he's like, I'm edgy, I'm going to be Batman.
Yeah, my estranged brother was Batman's sidekick, so now I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck him.
Yeah. Oh, man. And Superman is obviously Superman's son. Wonder Woman is this, like, Brazilian girl. I'm not sure. She looks pretty cool. I actually don't know anything about her.
Because the Amazon?
If they couldn't be more blatant.
Yeah.
Yikes.
There's a Green Lantern I don't know much about. She's a female Green Lantern.
Cool.
I don't really know anything about her. The Aqua, like Mer person or whatever you call it, is Aquaman and Mara's daughter. So that's pretty cool. I feel like it's decent.
Right.
But the Flash is what confuses me the most because they are non-binary, so they have the they them pronouns, but have white hair, and I have no idea who they are. So
like they're just like a random, just like Flash person.
Like the most mysterious character is this character, the they them character. Yeah, I mean, it seems cool, but like,
do we not even know their name?
Let me see.
Let's find out.
Let's see if we got a name for this character.
Like, how mysterious are they?
Mysterious enough that I definitely mysterious enough, I guess, for Frank not to know much because Frank fucking knows everything basically.
Well, because in the fucking Flash books, it's like the Flash book has like Wally West and Barry Allen in it, not this like random person with the Flash costume on. This person basically has snowboarding goggles, a Corona mask on, and then like a random Flash costume with white hair.
Like, I need to look this character up. I need to see this character design.
Look up DC Future State, and you'll pop up like the Justice League cover will be right there.
It looks like they actually literally have not told us who this is.
Yeah, they are very interesting so far, very mysterious.
Oh, I really like this character design. I really like this costume. Wow.
I personally am not a fan of it.
I don't like it
for Flash.
I don't like it at all.
But I feel like honestly, it kind of looks more like anime-ish to me.
Well, maybe that's why Matt loves it so much.
Well, don't typecast me, motherfucker. Don't typecast me, motherfucker. I like it mostly because of like the combination of black and red. But that's a cool Batman costume. That's like
the Wonder Woman and Batman costume are really fucking cool.
I think Superman looks really cool too. Same with Aqua Girl or whatever her name is.
Who's that one Batgirl that you like a lot, Frank? Like who you think is like the coolest Batgirl? Cassandra Cain, because I feel like this Batman costume reminds me a lot of Cassandra Cain's costume in that like it had the covered mouth. That's so cool.
Which they actually took the covered mouth away in the Justice League book. That's the old cover, and for in the comic they released, it just has his face exposed.
Oh, that's like, lame.
I know. Well, because they aren't gonna make the first Black Batman and then just cover his face. You know what I mean? They gotta show it off.
I guess
do they still have the black logo? Do you still have the gold logo? Because I love this. I love everything about this costume. Holy fuck.
I do too, but if you look in other photos, you'll see he has like more of a gray costume, and that's what's in his Batman book. He wears that. So it's like another thing with Future State is nothing adds up. There's like everything is very like, oh, this character's here, this character's there, he's wearing this, he's wearing that, he's into. It's weird, dude. It's really weird.
Like it's not connected enough. It's from what I was hearing, they were saying that like it's very disjointed. Like it's like we don't know what time, like what's happening when. Like the fact that like we were saying before that Nightwing's in like fucking Arkham and then he's in Teen Titans at the same time. That like we don't know when it's going on, how far it's going on. Like it's just fucking like it's just there.
Huh.
And I know a lot of people were having issues with that. Like, when the fuck is this supposed to be taking place?
Right.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, and it's going to be going on for a few more months, and then after that it goes back to the norm, and then they're probably going to reset it and do something like this in the future. So
they'll reboot.
Yep, that is how it goes, and they're I don't even want to. I'm done.
Well, it's sad if like some of these stories aren't written that well. I do really like some of these designs. The Batman one is definitely really cool, just because I like when they, there's different color combinations with Batman. Black and gray is a classic one from the series. Black and blue, black, blue, and gray. I really like the black and gold. I think that's an underused combination, a color combo.
Really cool.
Superman without a cape is an interesting choice, but I do like the way the red extends out into the shoulders.
Well, he obviously got tips from Edna from fucking The Incredibles.
Of course. The Aqua person has a really cool design. I like that. I don't know the character's name, so I just call them Aqua person. Yeah. The new Flash, I really like that design.
I don't like the Flash or the Green Lantern design personally.
The Green Lantern, I'm pretty sure, has been a character for a while.
Oh, okay, the only reason I like that Green Lantern costume is because you can see like the chest part, like they've got like almost like the buttons on the side. It looks like almost like an old-fashioned like military uniform. Reminds me of like that one set you could get in Assassin's Creed Unity. It's even got like the lines on like the leg portion to give the illusion of it being thigh-high boots.
I never thought we'd reference Assassin's Creed Unity.
Dude, we've already have like 4 times in the show.
Have we?
Yeah. That's how we know that it's just an underrated game.
Underrated.
Definitely for its customization.
Can I say a controversial opinion that I'm going to get shot by the rest of this group for?
Sure.
Wait. Before you say it, I think I agree with you, but continue.
One reason I don't like DC is a lot is because I feel like their reimaginings in terms of the suit design just are basically the same.
Oh wait, never mind. That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Like besides Wonder Woman's is cool. Well, I've seen a lot of her redesigns, and I think hers is cool. But just everyone else, it's the same thing. I
don't know. I mean, the Flash one is pretty fucking different. I haven't seen much black on a Flash though. Like ever. What's the one you're looking at? I'm looking at the one that Frank was describing with the mask and the goggles. Oh yeah, well hold on. I'm looking at the cover. Hold on.
No, that's the same one, Colin. That is the same one.
Yeah, hold on. Let me put it in
the black one with the white hair.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait.
Yeah,
the photos the
Flash
too big.
Outfit with a little bit of black, a mask, and some glasses.
What? Wait. What does Marvel do? What kind of crazy ass costumes do their characters get? They're all the same shit too.
Colin, I think your issue might just be with comics in general.
I just want some variety, man.
I mean, I feel like they've been consistently giving variety.
Oh, like he has a black mask. What do we call black mask? Fucking brilliant. I'm sorry. I really am salty about the naming scheme in DC.
Like
no, you cannot say that, dude. This is the most like variety they've gotten ever. There's more women than men in the Justice League right now.
Hold on, Colin. Is your issue with naming convention or costumes? Like you have to pick one. Okay, well, fucking.
You have to pick one. How about both?
I mean, I don't know, Colin. I feel like that's very reductive. I mean, the character of Black Mask is a really cool character, a really well done villain.
A better name, though.
I don't. It's minimalistic.
Honestly,
I don't know.
Like a lot of like the fact that they have one called Elastic Man. I mean, that's like.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, what about Iron Man? Iron Man, brilliant. He's made of iron. Captain America. Whoa,
Captain America is like, look, man.
To be fair, though,
what is he? The Captain of America?
Oh, Thor. We just took the name of an existing Norse god.
I mean, that's what they did with Wonder Woman.
They literally did that with Ares and Zeus, so I feel like
yeah, exactly. So what are you fucking bitching about?
I just don't like DC that much. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, we're getting a fucking war here. All right, we gotta chill. Speaking of better franchises, Marvel. No,
Marvel.
Please change topic.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I look at like Frank. Here's the thing: you read a lot of comics, so I tend to default to you on a lot of these topics. But I feel like every single time comics come up in discussion nowadays, it's always like, oh yeah, they did a new thing. It's kind of garbage, but it'll probably get better later. Like every time.
Comics in general.
It's pretty rough. There are like, I feel like the coolest stuff that comes out are like the Elseworld stories, which is the thing that I feel like Colin stems to his issue is because they keep recycling stories, which certain people like, certain people don't. Like the only reason Batman's one rule where he doesn't kill people is so that they don't kill the supervillains that make all the money for them off.
Also,
like if it was just like
also because
a
it's
little
thematically
story,
important.
Yeah, true.
But Batman could actually save fucking thousands of lives if he just snapped the neck. Like fucking, he could have saved so many people. Yeah. Like so many.
Yeah,
I will agree with you that I what do you call it? I read a quote one time. It said Batman is if I kill a killer, they're the same amount of murderers in the world. And then the Punisher said that's why I kill multiple people.
There you go. If you kill two killers, then there's less killers.
And there's less. Now there's less. Just kill a bunch of people and kill yourself. Damn it, Batman. Get that fucking algorithm down.
Speaking of things that killed it, WandaVision.
Oh shit! Is that a dank ass fucking? I can't even think. Transition.
Yes, it is.
It raced my ears.
What a interesting start to the show.
Start of the show.
Oh! I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And
then I realized we've been doing. You're right with the actual show.
Yeah,
I was gonna say we're 58 minutes in, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the fucking TV show. What an interesting start.
As many of you may know, WandaVision, the new Disney Plus show, came out today, and it's
at the time of recording.
At the time of recording, it's very unique, I would say. I personally liked it a lot. I don't know what you guys think.
Oh no, I've really enjoyed it so far. I will say at first, actually, I will say I like the first episode better than the second episode. I'm just gonna say that straight up. But I was very thrown off at like some parts. I mean, we'll get into it, but like overall, I was like, I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it at first, but after I watched, I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good. So
yeah,
I definitely enjoyed it more than I thought.
So for those who aren't in the know, and I hope you're comfortable under that rock you're dwelling in, but WandaVision is the first in a new series of Disney Plus original series set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And the series seems to already, from the first two episodes that were released today at the time of recording, it seems to be following a very clear format, which is that each episode is kind of progressively moving forwards in time, parodying different sitcom setups. And it's Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, and the Vision living together happily married, kind of going through all of these different kind of classic sitcom setups based around established American television. Meanwhile, there's all these bizarre occurrences happening that are tipping you off that there's something strange going on. I mean, it's already clear from the get-go that something strange is happening. But it's
right, considering that we know that these characters are not in a sitcom.
Exactly.
Generally.
Wow.
But every new little thing going on, every new little hint is just continually adding on to this mystery. So you're both enjoying these really well done and tasteful parodies of old like American sitcoms, as well as enjoying this kind of just bizarre, trippy mystery. And it is exactly the amount of weird that I was looking forward to.
Honestly, yeah, same.
Yeah.
Colin, actually, you can go ahead and first and kind of explain a little bit more.
Oh, okay. Well, this to set the pretense spoilers for the first 2 episodes, but
Whoa.
so basically the first episode sets up like, oh, wacky, Vision forgot his boss was coming over for dinner.
You got
like,
hit in the head with the plate.
Classic sitcom setup, right? But what I think they do really well is like the very eerie, out of place moments. It's kind of like something almost out of Twilight Zone. Like
it's unsettling, honestly.
Sorry, what was that, Michael?
It's pretty unsettling. Like when it first happened, I was like, oh.
Yeah, like the first time you notice this is when Vision's at work and he's like, "What do we actually do here?" And like no one will actually give him a straight answer.
Yeah.
But later on in the episode, when like Wanda's like scrambling to make dinner or whatever, she's using all her magic powers and whatnot, and she does that throughout these 2 episodes. But what I really appreciated was that I feel like they really nailed the time period of sitcoms they were riffing on, like old shows like Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie. And I thought that was freaking spot on.
Oh yeah, they were really down with a lot of that.
Because they go on.
No, go ahead, Matt. No, you can go ahead, Matt.
Because they pretty much recreate the house from Dick Van Dyke for the first episode, and then it's basically just this. You're just immersed fully in what is legitimately the type of plot line you would have seen in one of those shows. And just like Colin was saying, like they have all these little hints here and there. So did we establish that we would be kind of talking about spoilers?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Well, so like what Colin was saying about like the Vision kind of at work being like, what do we do here? And then them kind of commenting on like, well, productivity has increased 300% since you showed up, Vision. I have a theory, and here's the thing: since it didn't extend into the second episode, I don't know if I'm right, but I feel like part of the reason that whatever is going on is happening might be because there might be a villain who's manipulating Wanda and Vision into using their powers to accomplish some other objective, and they might have been using that setup of him, working at this company, doing all these computations because they're essentially using his intelligence, almost like using him like a computer to solve a bunch of algorithms.
But isn't Vision dead?
Well, yeah, but that's the thing, But with Wanda, like that's the thing. That's why I really want to know. Like, I want to know what the hell happened before this. Like, because obviously at some point she brought him back to life, or she was manipulated into bringing him back to life.
You're missing something here.
What?
So it could be that she's just altering reality because obviously she has those powers. That's part of what Wanda does. But you're like you said, oh, isn't he dead? Remember how they did a little thing in Infinity War where they were trying to upload his consciousness to like the mainframe of the Wakandan, whatever the fuck was going on? What if that's what's going on? Like they're using his uploaded consciousness mixed with Wanda, and she's the only one that can kind of like bring him out or like use him effectively, I guess. That just literally came to my mind now. That would kind of make sense if they were trying to actually bring him back as a character for some reason, or do something in that way. Like he could actually be there, but like kind of like Jarvis again. I guess he's like actually uploaded like an artificial intelligence. That is where I can see them doing something like that. But otherwise, I personally think it's more of she's just kind of in her own head, or like legitimately my own. If we're getting into theories here, I'm going to get into my own theory really quick here.
Okay.
I think overall, either she is being manipulated herself, or this is after Endgame and Vision's dead and she just went basically insane. And I think she is holding people against their will and she doesn't realize it. Because you kind of notice you agree on that? Yeah. So like in the first episode with the whole like when the guy was choking and she was like going, stop it. But you at the end, you hear her start to kind of like cry and say, stop it. Like she's like realizing like, please stop this kind of thing. That's kind of where it gets me like, okay, I think there might be being held against their will. And then you have
what about that? What about that one moment with that one weird lady where the radio starts to break? Exactly. It's like, Wanda, stop, Wanda, and she's like, "Who are you?"
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty sus.
Exactly. And the thing that also got me is that right before that scene, or on the radio, and the radio was changing, it literally changed to a song that went "Let Me Go" or "Let Them Go" or something like that, and the song would just kept saying let them go," or whatever it was. I think they're just trying to be like, yo, like she's accidentally kind of taking control of these people's realities and kind of fucking with them overall.
Well, at the same time, I don't think she's accidentally doing it. I think she's doing it on purpose, because if you remember at the end of episode 2, the weird beekeeper guy crawls out of the sewer and she's just like, nope, and then she rewinds time and then
that's true. But the only reason I feel like I think maybe it is maybe yeah. I mean, the thing that got me is it looks like they're the ones keeping track of her, and I feel like she knows that, or maybe they're trying to. I don't know. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe she does know what she's doing, and they're trying to reverse what she's doing.
So speaking of the dudes that are keeping her in there, I actually looked up what the symbol was you saw on the little helicopter in the book.
What the fuck is that?
So apparently that's the symbol of sword, which while shield protects Earth, sword protects Earth from space stuff. And they were first introduced in an X-Men comic. Therefore, why they're going to introduce X-Men in WandaVision. So
holy fucking shit, guys!
And Deadpool 3 is confirmed to be part of the MCU
and rated R.
So
okay,
what?
So
what? Hold on, stop. Go back. Deadpool 3?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. Probably WandaVision's going to introduce the X-Men somehow.
Well, dude, I mean, to be fair,
sword? That's fucking awesome.
Okay, to be fair though, it's Deadpool. With his fourth wall breaks, it wouldn't have mattered what they did. He would have found a way into it anyway. Especially since he unlocked time travel at the end of Deadpool 2, so he could just end up through his own happenstance, like just showing up in that universe by a fluke.
I never finished Deadpool 2. Thanks for
really.
That.
Well, that's your own fucking fault. What the fuck are you doing, man?
I tried to watch it with him one day. He's like, I don't want to watch this, and then we shut it off.
What? Why would you?
This did not happen. I fell asleep.
Yeah, he fell asleep.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say that's a bit more reasonable. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this right here, what we're doing, this discussion, this is exactly what I wanted from WandaVision. I wanted us theorizing. I wanted a show that made us like start thinking like, ooh, what's gonna happen? Ooh, what's gonna be around the next corner?
Yeah, if that really is sword, so what is? Let me look up sword. Yeah, so apparently sword is the counterterrorism and intelligence agency that deals with extraterrestrial threats to world security, and it's a subdivision of SHIELD. So it's not its own thing; it's a subdivision of SHIELD. So it is SHIELD.
That makes more sense.
That makes more really sense. Really cool.
Which is interesting.
The agency. Oh. Hey, the agency was mentioned in a deleted scene from Thor.
Oh, hey. I don't remember that. Oh, deleted scene. That makes sense. Why I wouldn't remember that.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I wanna figure out what the relation to the X-Men is.
Well, from what I see, it just looks like they were introduced in the X-Men, in the X-Men comic, and I think that's why they have a relation to it, just because they were introduced in it. But I don't think they really have anything like too in depth like.
Well, like another thing I noticed was that when they had that weird random watch commercial, the Hydra symbol was out.
Yes, I saw that. Well, if you think about it, SHIELD was torn down because because Hydra was in it. So if Sword was part of SHIELD and it's still up, hypothetically, Sword is Hydra.
That's true.
Well, also remember that the brand name of the watch was Strucker. And you remember Baron von Strucker was the guy who experimented and created Wanda and gave Wanda and her brother their powers.
Whoa! Oh shit! Holy you shit. Are right.
Tying the ends together there, Matt.
That's the first thing I thought of when that ad happened, because I was like,
I need to rewatch Age of Ultron.
You should. Yeah, you want to rewatch it together?
I'm down. I love that movie.
I love it too. I have various reasons why I love that movie. We can talk about that at a later date.
Absolutely.
Another thing I appreciate actually about WandaVision was that all the special effects were like of course they did it like more smoothly than shows of their actual time, but they still replicated them pretty well.
Oh yeah, no, they replicate them really well. I was like, I literally felt like I was watching. Yeah, like you said, obviously it's a more modernized kind of, but like I still felt like I was watching a show back from that time.
They even got like the goddamn aspect ratio the same.
Literally, right when I saw it go to 4:3 aspect ratio, I was like, I know I'm in for a treat.
Yeah. Well, also,
shows that do that. Watch documentary now with Bill Hader and Fred Armisen. Do
okay.
Similar thing? Great show.
Just watch Dragon Ball Z, bro.
That's true.
Want the aspect ratio? Watch Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Dragon Ball Z, if you want that the same like episode time frame as Dragon Ball Z, WandaVision's episodes are like 24 minutes. Sans the like fucking 8 minutes of credits because they include all of the credits.
Yeah,
and here's the thing. So I know that there was like a bit of disappointment in the chat when it was revealed that the episodes were shorter. I'm actually very happy about that. Partially because when I watch TV, most of the shows I watch are like 22 to 24 minutes long anyway. But primarily I was excited about that because I think that a lot of Marvel's shows, and I know this is like MCU canon more so than like the Netflix Marvel shows, but Netflix Marvel shows, even at their peak, even at their best, could sometimes be a real slog because I felt like they really felt like they needed to stretch it out to get these episodes to like an hour long.
Right.
And so for me, I'm really liking the idea that the episodes are going to be shorter and that maybe some episodes might be longer than others. Like maybe we get an episode that's 23 minutes, but then maybe another one might be like 30 or 40 minutes. If they're willing to experiment around with what is the proper amount of time that they need to tell a story, I think that's going to make for more interesting stories down the line.
I gotta agree with you there, Matt, because like that's my major problem with major like older like network television is that they're constrained to their time slot.
Yes.
So either their stories felt super rushed or they just didn't have time to. You could obviously tell they didn't have time, so they split up into 2 episodes.
Exactly. So, like look at some of like the CW like shows that I used to watch and love. Like even then, it's like they have to be a certain amount of time. And they also have to be a certain number of episodes. So inevitably you're going to have a bunch of like filler that's just like villain of the week type shit. So yeah. I think this is definitely going to, I think this might help them.
Yeah.
Well, from what I understand, I think they are going to do longer episodes later because I think what they're doing is they're trying to make it more like, hey, look, the sitcoms were shorter. So these are going to be the shorter episodes. And as they kind of evolve how the show is less sitcom and kind of going more towards the normal Marvel movie or Marvel-esque stuff, I think it's going to get longer because even the first episode was 24 minutes, but the second episode was 30 minutes. Like even if you take out the 8 minutes of credits, it ended at like 29, like 46 or some shit.
So do you think they're going to slowly get longer?
I think they're slowly going to get longer. I don't think they're going to get to like an hour and a half or anything like that, but I think they might go to like Mandalorian level, like maybe like 40 minutes here, 50 minutes there kind of thing sometimes.
Great. That's awesome.
I don't know if they're going to do that forever. Like you said, maybe they'll do like 30 here, 20 there, and then 40, 50 kind of thing. Which again, I think like you said, it is better because I would hate just for them to be like even if they just took the first episode and tried to make that a whole 40 to 50 minute episode, I'd probably want to shoot myself. I can only take so much black and white.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that and like there's something very charming and nostalgic about the old sitcom style, but man, I could not watch it for 40 minutes.
No, I could not.
You know.
Yeah.
So
I thought the plot for the first episode, if you take the Wanda and Vision part out of it, how she like they had the dates mixed up and she had the like romantic dinner set up and the boss came home and they're like, oh, she's European. I thought that was so funny. Even take out the like part that I was like laughing, like this is actually like a funny like old sitcom show right now. Like I really enjoyed this.
I don't trust no damn Bolsheviks.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like,
good old classic prejudice against communism.
Yeah. Well, that's why in the second episode he's like, "Oh, he's a communist," and they all started laughing. And I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Actually, my favorite was in the first episode, the commercial they had for the toaster, and they were like, "Do you ever get mad that your wife burned your toast that she made for you?" And I was like, "Jesus Christ!"
Yeah, there's so much that I love about it because they have obviously a story that they're building up to, but they realize that you can only get so far just based off of weirdness. So they went out of the way to make these stories, these simple stories, told so authentically in this aesthetic that you just get wrapped up into it, and it's like, oh man, I love this. I would have absolutely watched a show like this if it was just this premise alone. But then you know that it's going to be evolving in all kinds of ways. So yeah, I'm totally down for everything.
What one other thing I really appreciate was the old school animated opening in the second episode. I thought that was fucking great.
Yeah,
the opening technically.
It's a parody of Bewitched
show, right?
Yeah, I have to rewatch the Bewitched opening, man.
Mm. Yeah, it's a parody of Bewitched for sure.
Was I the one who was weirdly into that as a kid?
No, I actually was too, but that's only because I always watch things that my mom and my sister watch. So
yeah.
I didn't watch much of the Bewitched show, but I remember the Nicole Kidman, Will Ferrell Bewitched movie, which was very weird and meta because it was a witch who came to live in just tried to live a normal life, but then they're filming like a reunion, like they're filming their own like reboot of the show Bewitched. So it's like this weird meta where it's an actual witch involved in the TV production of Bewitched, and it's just so strange. And and from what I've heard, it's not a very good movie. It's one of those things where it's like you watched it as a kid, you don't know what good entertainment is. Mostly,
like, I thought that was good.
Yeah. Wait, did you say you thought Spawn was good?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a great movie to think that think is good.
Does anyone know that there's like I think it's from 1997. There is like a TVMA like Spawn cartoon that's on HBO Max that I knew nothing about, but apparently there's like a 3-season long like Spawn TV show out there that's actually pretty good. So
that comes from
Spawn. Watch that.
That comes from a weird era where they'd be making like R-rated movies and like TVMA like weird stuff, and then they'd make a lot of kids' toys based off of those properties, and also like some cartoons as well. And it's like, how the fuck did this get like a bunch of toys for kids? They're not even allowed to watch these movies.
Yeah, kids could not watch that show because it's a cartoon, but it has like naked people in it and stuff too. I was like, what is this show? Holy fuck. So yeah, the random find. HBO Max has like really, really interesting stuff on their streaming service.
Which is interesting that they're not more popular actually. Like I've heard that they're actually struggling to get people to subscribe to them.
Yeah, well, I think it's.
I think they could give Netflix a run for their money. They have a not yet, but they're coming for it. But
I think they can.
A lot of good stuff.
Only because for me, I used to watch Netflix just because it had stuff that I liked on it. I don't really like too many Netflix originals. I feel like everything they're making recently, people have just been saying is shitty. Besides Queen's Gambit, like that was the only good thing that I've heard recently.
Yeah. Well, I will say, Surviving Death is actually super interesting.
I don't watch that.
Didn't you also like The Umbrella Academy?
Oh yeah, Umbrella Academy. Really good.
Yeah,
I watched it, and I watched a few episodes, and I'm really not too into it. Should I stick around?
I feel like you should stick around, but
I watched like 2 episodes into it, and I was just like,
for me, I think that HBO Max is interesting because they've obviously got a lot of exclusives that just kind of sound interesting. Like I feel like most comic fans are probably interested in HBO Max because, oh man, they're going to get that Snyder cut. They're going to get that Snyder cut of Justice League. But then also,
I cannot wait.
Me too. For me, I am interested because they've been really going in a lot into animation. Like they have all of the Studio Ghibli films, and then they also have like they partner with Crunchyroll. And I don't know how long that's going to last because Sony bought Crunchyroll, but for the time being, they've actually gone a fairly decent number of really good shows. I actually wrote, I'll put a link in the description. I wrote an article about like the 3 best anime that you can watch on HBO Max right now, because I think they picked a really, really good selection. So I'd be interested to see where they go with that. I think sometimes a streaming service is good because it can, if it partners with other streaming services, it can take some of like the best bits from another streaming service. And then it's almost like, oh, maybe I will go for this one because it seems to have a little bit of everything that I like. I think right. And once they like keep branching out from that point, I think they'll target a niche that I think that'll net them a lot of money.
Right. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of going to be the detriment of Disney Plus, honestly, because obviously, I mean, they're going to have Marvel, like what we're watching or talking about now, WandaVision, but that's kind of all they're doing is only Disney stuff. So I feel like they might, they eventually will lose people when they kind of stop putting out interesting things, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't
know, man. They got a lot of stuff coming. I don't think they're going to lose anyone anytime.
It's a question of quality, not quantity, though.
Right, that's true. Because it's like, like I said, I don't really watch too many Netflix originals, but there's other stuff on Netflix that I still watch because it's shows that I've seen before, things I want to rewatch and stuff like that. Whereas Disney Plus, I mean, don't get me wrong, it has Mandalorian, so like I fucking will rewatch that. But hypothetically, if they're only putting on Disney stuff, there's only like so much that I'm going to want to watch before I'm just kind of like, yeah, this is no longer worth it to me. But like you said, they are coming out with a lot of stuff, so who knows? I could completely change my tune once they come out with that, and maybe it's all fucking delicious. But I don't know, who knows? But
I actually have a question for all you guys. Was there something in WandaVision you didn't like about the way they did it?
I'm trying to think.
I feel like some of the jokes were a little bit, sometimes were too cringy or like just missed. Like they were just they'd have too much laugh track. I feel like.
Well,
I liked it. I liked it.
I feel like it was very on point. Sorry,
going for. No, you're good. I liked it. I don't have an issue with it.
Like you were saying, I think they were going for it, but I just feel like, I guess maybe that's just part of it. It's just like they're trying to do that joke or like the riff on it. But I feel like at one point I was just like, okay, that's enough of the fucking laugh track. Just give like.
Well, I think
like one thing remotely, somewhat jokingly, and then also like a laugh track for like 5 seconds, and I was like, okay, you need to chill on that.
Well, I think part of that is to offset the really like to make the eerie moments just all that more eerie. Like
no, that's true. Like because when it goes eerie, then there's no laugh track, and you're like, wait, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that choking scene was freaky as fuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That like really made me like unsettled for a second. I was like, oh shit. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And obviously there's something there because that just brings me back to more of a theory that I actually don't know how this will go into it, but obviously either she's controlling Vision if that actually is Vision, or like we were saying, or like I was kind of thinking that this is her creation of Vision as her own reality. Because obviously, like if you notice, Vision didn't do anything until she says Vision save him or help him. So it's like there's definitely something where, Vision is either under her control or in her captive, or she is just creating him and, having to play both of them, I guess, in her head.
Yeah. It's like she's a DM of her own world.
Yeah, she's a DM of her own Dungeons and Dragons game.
So I just saw a tweet. I just saw a tweet from someone who apparently made a theory video about like who the main villain might be, and they said that there's a possibility it might be a Marvel villain named Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know that. Mephisto.
Isn't that the guy who they think is going to be in Doctor Strange 2 or whatever?
I think that's Kraven you're thinking of.
No, because Doctor Strange 2 is going to be like a cosmic horror thing.
Yeah, the multiverse.
Well, that could work actually, because if he's going to be Doctor Strange, like they've said that WandaVision might tie into the Doctor Strange movie.
He is going to be in Doctor Strange. So.
Yeah, so maybe it is. Maybe it is Mephisto.
So maybe they.
Maybe they introduce him at the end and then they tie it in.
Maybe like they fuck up the universe through magic and cosmic horror and shit, and through that like the X-Men are created. I don't know, something like that.
Well, technically, sorry, I was gonna say technically Wanda. I don't know if we talked about this. I think we did talk about this last time. How Wanda has the power to kill the X-Men, so hypothetically she has the power to create them.
That's true.
So I mean, we can see that happen, but I feel like they're not introducing the X-Men yet.
Yeah. Scarlet Witch, man, fucking underrated superhero.
That's why Frank was saying she's his fucking favorite.
I love Scarlet Witch. Fucking, she's awesome. Like,
I don't know why. She's my favorite female hero, dude. She's
really
awesome.
She's really cool. I'm very excited to learn more about Teyana Paris's character, Monica Rambeau, because she is the daughter of Captain Marvel's friend from the Captain Marvel movie. And so
she's older.
Yeah, she's older now, and so now also I think she becomes like the new Captain Marvel later in the comics. So some people were theorizing that like maybe she gets powers from Wanda in this series, like possibly, maybe. I know we're supposed to learn more about her later on because she was definitely in the trailers prominently, but. Dude, I'm just so excited.
Is that who the woman they put in the cabinet was?
Yes. The woman who
that's the daughter in Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I didn't know that either, actually.
Like, can we just talk about how awesome just those two characters are? Just really like both her and like her mother from Captain Marvel are just by default really cool to me just because their last name is Rambo. it's such a small thing to do for a character, but just like be like, hey, what's your name? Oh, Monica Rambeau.
Rambo.
Oh shit. So do we?
Well, anyway,
closing thoughts on WandaVision?
Yeah, closing thoughts. I don't have too much more, honestly.
I'm doing a rating for first impressions.
Oh shit! Okay, well then I guess I should throw out a rating too.
I'm gonna say 10 genies out of 10 Wandas. So
you're gonna give it 10 out of 10?
I am. I really enjoyed it.
So, I'm with Colin on that. It's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Matt, what are you thinking?
I'm going to forego a rating for right now just because I feel like with first impressions, it can be, I could.
Matt hates it. Matt fucking hates it.
Yep, that means he hates it. Throw a tentative one out then.
It's a tentative A+.
Oh, okay. I like it. Okay. Wow, I'm surprised. I think I'm gonna give it like a 9. Like I wasn't giving it like a perfect 10 just because I had my own.
That's why I didn't want to give it a score because like obviously my first impressions are like really high, but like I don't know like what the story is gonna go. So yeah,
we're not giving you. It's not a whole series. We're just giving the first 2 episodes.
I know, but it's not finished, so I can't give a score.
You can give a slight score, Matt, for what we've seen so far. Yeah, I give it 9 out of 10. I mean, I could definitely understand where you guys are getting the 10 out of 10. I have my own issues with it that I feel like just docks it the 1 point for me.
Okay. But, right. What's the issue that docks it?
Well, probably what he talked about earlier with like some jokes going on too long.
Just stuff like that. But like overall, like again, like I was saying, it didn't overstay its welcome too long. Like sometimes it did, and other times I was like, it's completely fine. I can't think of any specific moment where I was like, yeah, this was just like, why? But overall, again, I really did enjoy it. So I will say 9 out of 10. You know, IGN gave it a 7.
Really?
How dare they?
Yeah,
they're no fun.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, what?
That's
and
surprising.
People are like, they're like, this is terrible. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Go fuck yourself.
Did you have any particular reason? Did they list any? What were like the major grievances that they had?
I think they were just said there's no substance.
What? Okay.
They're like, it's all just set up. Fuck.
Right, hold on. Okay, I'm about to ruin any chance I have of getting hired by IGN right now. Listen, I have been exactly what I said earlier. I love this show so far because it is doing something that I feel like I haven't had with Marvel in a while, which is that feeling of watching something and not having any fucking idea what the hell it is. Because I feel like with Marvel, you know, there's a saturation that comes with it. As much as I love it, I want more originality. This is something I haven't. This is literally the first MCU like television series
Also the first thing in the last year and a half.
Yeah, and it's so like maybe it's because, you know, oh, I haven't had Marvel in a long while, but like this is the start of something really new. And the fact that the first thing we're getting, like it was originally the first thing we were supposed to get was going to be Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I'm actually kind of glad that we got this because this is almost something a bit more unique. And I think, you know, I want them to experiment. I was saying this like a couple weeks ago, guys. Like I want them to branch out and do new things. So to say there's no substance, like them being able to sell me on these, you know, silly kind of cozy little sitcom plots that then are also the premise behind what is certainly going to be a very bizarre and suspenseful mystery. Like that's so cool. And also it gives them an opportunity to really validate the time that they spent establishing them as a couple. Because some people, if you're more cynical about the Marvel universe, maybe you're like, I just never thought, you know, they were that interesting of a couple. I think the moments of like levity in this show are going to further cement why this relationship matters in the context of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And interesting because I kind of like their this is just kind of going back to parts of the show where they were like why are we together? When did we get together? Like stuff like that. Like they're kind of questioning the relationship, and I feel like that's kind of the not the user, but the watcher too. You're kind of like, yeah, we saw like them a little bit, and they just kind of got together in the show, just kind of like not out of the blue, but like not too much build up into it. So I feel like they're kind of asking the questions that we're asking, and they're going to kind of show us in the rest of the show. So I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, they can build a more interesting relationship to validate the time that was spent establishing them as a romantic pairing, and I think that's great because they can capitalize on something that the producers of Marvel were already sold on, while also convincing people who may not have been sold on these characters as to why they should give a shit. And I think that's really cool.
Honestly, it's a breath of fresh air because, man, I was getting fucking bored of comic book movies in general, you know?
Yeah, I was getting bored.
It was the same formula, you know?
Right. I was looking for a switch up.
Yeah, well, okay, also, I'm not going to call out anybody, but I'm looking at the IGN comments section. This one commenter says, sounds like the show's dragging a bit. I was like, it's 2 episodes, 24 minutes long, and don't you not understand suspense, people? Come on.
It's dragging a bit. Like, how do they think an anchor works? Like the thing.
It's because they're like we were talking about before, they're used to TV shows, like normal TV shows where it's like, here's the plot point of this episode and it's done. Okay, here's the plot point of this episode and it's done. Like, that's what they're used to. So it's like, now that you're getting the actual, like, more of a movie format, but broken down into episodes, they're like, what the fuck is this? It seems like it's going so slow. It's like, yeah, because they're not resolving every plot point in like 3 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
Well, how could it be? When someone says that something's dragging, I assume that it's like, oh man, so the show is like past its midpoint and it's kind of slow. No, if it's the first 2 episodes, you can't say that it's dragging. You can't say it like this. It's 2:20, like a 23-minute episode and then a 30-minute episode. Like, these are short episodes compared to other like major television. Like, this is what I want from like television that goes to streaming services, is like, more dynamic run times. Like, it's so, well, here's the thing. It's our fault for
commenters are no fun. Sorry, Matt.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, but really the IGN comments section is the worst possible thing. There's a reason people still argue about Gamergate, and it's because of things like the IGN comments section.
There's a reason why Cyberpunk was just like beaten down to a pulp, and it's because of the IGN comment section. People who didn't even fucking play the game were saying how terrible it was and like how they should get sued and everything like that.
I feel like people are too critical of games and movies nowadays. They just can't enjoy something. They have to analyze every little bit, you know?
True. Coming from people who just analyzed 2 episodes.
I mean,
that's true. That's true.
fair.
We do
But
that.
that doesn't mean I don't enjoy it or I'm not entertained by it.
I mean, you nitpicked a lot of Wonder Woman, but you still enjoyed the hell out of it.
I still fucking really enjoyed Wonder Woman. Yeah, I nitpicked
because
it wasn't seriously. Like,
no, because
like, oh, this is fucking awful because of this and this and this.
But that's how you get a lot of enjoyment out of media. I find is that you like to pick apart certain things, but it's not like out of the place of maliciousness, as I've learned over the years. It's because like it's fun to do that. It's fun to analyze media in that way. It's the reason that's your niche of the critical spectrum.
And that's where we're gonna end it, folks.
Wait. I just want to bring this around for a second. This whole IGN rant and say, fuck IGN. And I guess the guy, if I'm not mistaken, the guy who gave it a 7 also gave Wonder Woman like a 9 or some shit. So, I mean, I guess you can take that as fault.
Wait, which Wonder Woman?
The second one.
Okay.
Now it all makes sense.
Well, that makes less sense to me. Whatever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The reason he gave, like, basically, I'm saying he's terrible at reviewing. Okay. Anyways.
Okay. Hey, I just want to hey to whoever like handles like resumes and applications. IGN. I'm already blacklisted. That's the sound of them putting the bringing down they're bringing down the gavel or the stamp on my application form.
The nail in the coffin for your application form.
So if you'd like to support me endeavors that aren't my potential application to IGN that I didn't even do and was only considering a couple of days ago when these guys told me that I should do it. Thanks guys. I appreciate your support. You can find me sakurasunrise.blog.
So you can be the IGN reviewer that I hate.
Yes. I love that you support me so that you can tear me down.
Exactly. Gotta keep you humble.
So sakurasunrise.blog. I'm also the link. All the links will be in the description for all the weird, cool shit I do. You can also follow us on Instagram, The Critical Spectrum on Instagram. Follow us for all the cool memes. I'm so glad that you guys are running that thing because I barely use Instagram, and every time I do log on, you guys are always posting some quality content. So
it's all really frank.
Don't forget, Matt, we're on YouTube now.
We're also on YouTube now, so look us up on YouTube.
I did not know that. So if you are one of the listeners that have gotten this in your Instagram DM and you've listened completely, thank you.
And go subscribe.
So go subscribe, go support us.
Like, comment what you hate, what you love.
Yeah, honestly,
like, comment, rip us to shreds. Rip us to shreds, call us all kinds of expletives.
So that we can evolve.
Yeah.
Don't be the IGN comment section.
Yeah. or us, realistically, because we just ripped the IGN reviewer apart.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're not exactly model internet citizens. But yeah, we're also on YouTube. Those episodes will be going up later. We've got kind of a backlog, but I'll be going through that to upload stuff to the channel. But yeah. We got plenty of great content on the way. We're planning ahead. We got some. So we have a segment that we're working on called Culture Corner, where we share media that the majority, or at least a couple of the hosts, haven't seen, but that we've seen and we love and we want to share with all of them. So we basically spun a wheel and we've decided that we're going to be watching. What was it? It was Dragon Ball Evolution.
Okay, wait. I want to preface the fact that you said that love. I just more of wanted just to show people, to show.
Dragon Ball Evolution, like greatest movie.
Oh yeah, great. Okay, yeah. I realize how that sounds. Okay, so to specify, Culture Corner, we show our friends media that we're interested in or that we enjoy. But the theme now, apparently, for this first batch of Culture Corner movies is going to be just memes. So we have Dragon Ball Evolution, because I have never seen it and I hear it's terrible and I want to see it so badly. And then we have Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, because I think one or two of us have seen it from our childhood and it just kind of sounds like a fun time. Also, unrelated, I actually watched the Hey Arnold, the Jungle movie, which was like the conclusion to the Hey Arnold saga that they were originally going to make ages ago, but then they finally made for Netflix. Pretty good. Pretty good if you liked Hey Arnold. That's a solid conclusion to the saga.
Let me watch Hey Arnold, the show I haven't seen in like 15 years.
It literally ties up every plot thread. It's actually kind of insane.
Oh my god.
How do you think his mom feels that he was dropped on his head as a kid and that was heads of football shit?
They wouldn't know, because I didn't realize until I watched that movie. I forgot that his parents like why is I asked this the other night. Why is it that so many 90s like kids shows and cartoons like always had kids like parents disappearing on an island? Because that's what happened to Hey Arnold's kids.
Why do so many anime kids not have a dad?
It's easier than saying, yeah, their parents died. They're just like, yeah, they disappeared on an island.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They're frolicking free on an island.
I still.
How do you tell your son about their dog?
Yeah, they're frolicking free on an island somewhere.
Yeah.
The dog went to the Bahamas.
With all the other parents.
Right. Well, oh God! Thank you all very much for listening. Thank you all very much for listening to the Critical Spectrum this week. Join us next week for more insane tangents, but loosely based off of whatever main themes we decide to discuss.
Yeah.
Goodbye.